Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to apologize first. It's really sunny and it's kind of hard to see where some of the glares are, but we're going to make this work. I'm just going to real quickly make a video kind of overview of all we've been doing the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks. Because with hybrid, it's a little all over the place and I just want to make sure you guys feel comfortable. So we've been working on Pythagorean Theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That just means that when I square the two smaller sides and I add them together, it equals the square of the biggest side of the triangle, okay? Squaring it just means multiplying it by itself. The most important thing to remember anytime we're doing anything with Pythagorean Theorem is you need to be very careful about how you're identifying the sides. You need to know where the hypotenuse is, which is C, at all times in a triangle. So, for example, let's say you're given a right triangle that looks like this. And you've got this side is 6 inches, this side is 9 inches. And you want to figure out what this distance is, what this length, the distance from this point to this point. Because remember, we know that Pythagorean Theorem is just its distance formula, but fancier, okay? So you've got 6 inches, 9 inches, this is the one you're looking for. So because the one I'm looking for is across from the right angle, I know that this distance is C. I'm going to say the smallest one is A and the middle one is B. But don't get too caught up on that because A and B, it doesn't matter how you identify them. As long as you identify them as A or B, you'll still get the right answer. So we know that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We just said A is 6, B is 9, C we don't know. So I'm going to take what I identified and I'm going to substitute it into this formula. So you've got 6 squared plus 9 squared equals C squared. 6 squared is 36, 9 squared is 81, and we know that that equals C squared. And then I do 36 plus 81, and that gives me 117. Now, check yourself to see if this makes sense. If you think this is your answer, ask yourself, does it make sense that this would be 6 inches, 9 inches, and 117 inches? Absolutely not. That doesn't make any sense. But what I do know is that this side squared, so this side times itself, is 117. If I know that C squared is 117, I have to do the opposite and find the square root. Now, we have been over a million times how to do this in your calculator, but I just want you to think about 117 is between two perfect squares, 100 and 121. Their square roots are 10 and 11, which means that the square root of 117 is going to be between 10 and 11, and it's closer to 11 because this is closer to 121. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to hit second, and then I'm going to hit this x squared button. It pulls out my radical sign, and then I'm going to type in 117. I'm going to hit equals, and remember it gives you the radical expression first, so you're going to hit those two arrows to give you your decimal, and it's 10.8, and always round it to the nearest 10. So C equals 10.8. So this missing side length is 10.8 inches. Okay, don't forget your units. Now, we were finding C, so we squared them and we subtracted them. Let's do another one. Let's say I have another right triangle that's here, and I know that this is 13, I know that this side is 10, we're going to say centimeters, but I don't know what this side is here. Now this one changes a little bit because in this case, C, always look for C first, it's given to me. The side length across from the right angle is 13. I know what the hypotenuse is. What I don't know is one of the legs. So I'm going to say A is the one we don't know, and B is 10. Again, these two don't matter. If you switched them, you'd still get the right answer. Now, I'm going to show you technically the way to do this, and then I'm going to summarize it at the end, okay? So we're still going to take this, and we're still going to identify the missing pieces and plug them into the formula. And that's going to be A squared plus 10 squared equals 13 squared, okay? So I don't know A squared, I'm just going to keep bringing it down. 10 squared is 100. 13 squared is 169. Now, I have told you guys before that everything comes back to solving equations. Everything comes back to solving. So, I am trying to get this by itself, so I'm going to subtract 100. It takes it off of this side and leaves me with a squared. 169 minus 100 is 69. Now, I know that this is going to be really close to 8. It's going to be 8 point something because 69 is between 64 and 81, and it's closer to 64. But I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to hit second, this green button, and I'm going to hit x squared, and then I'm going to type in 69, and it gives me the radical simplification. So then I'm going to hit these arrows again, and it's going to give me the decimal, which is 8.30, but since we round to the nearest 10, it's 8.3 centimeters. So we square rooted that, and A is 8.3, okay? So no matter what, when you're, when you're finding missing pieces, you square the numbers you have. Then you have to decide, do I add the numbers or do I subtract the numbers? If I know C, if C is the one that I know, I already have that, then I subtract them. If I'm looking for C, if C is the one I don't have, I square them and I add them. That's the biggest thing. And when in doubt, you always just plug them back into this formula, okay? I don't just willy-nilly decide to subtract because subtraction is fun. I subtract because when I don't have A or B, I've got to solve for one of these, which means I have to take it off and put it on the other side, which is subtraction, okay? Okay, guys, today just finished that quiz that you have up there. You're not going to see me in the Google Meets. Just finish it, turn it in, and that's all you have for me today. I hope you have a really great day. I wish I could see your faces. I will see you guys tomorrow and Wednesday. Have a good day. Be safe.